بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We meet you again in the program of the School of Ramadan, and today we're going to complete what we've started in the previous one about the specifications and the particularities of Ramadan. The previous one we've mentioned the opening of the paradise doors, the closing of the hell doors, and the best women's thanksgiving from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on His slaves in this month. Today we're having another one of these specifications about the Qiyam al-Layl, or the night prayer, in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam talks about, he says in one of the hadiths that من قام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Whoever stands praying in the nights of Ramadan with belief and hope, all his past sins will be forgiven. And we're gonna go deeply in one of the nights, as we mentioned before, Laylatul Qadr, that the Prophet ﷺ says, من قام ليلة القدر إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Whoever stands praying in the night of Laylatul Qadr with belief and hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all his past sins. So this is one of the specifications and specializations for this month only. We cannot we cannot pray the night prayers in other months rather than Ramadan, but it is here for this month only. So we notice that people maybe get hard or are hard at the beginning of this month and are getting lazy during the late days of Ramadan or the last days of Ramadan. And instead of being hard in all the days and the nights of Ramadan, the people are getting maybe lazy at last nights of Ramadan and being busy with shopping and concerning the clothes of the Eid and celebrating the Eid, and they forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives more and more best women of his on his slaves in these months, or in this month and these nights, and people are not aware of all these things. Another part of the specifications is موقعة or معركة Badr, the battle of Badr. We're not here for telling what happened in this battle between the kuffar and the Prophet ﷺ, but we're gonna talk about the lessons from this battle. One of them is that the goal of this battle was not for fighting the people or for fighting the kuffar, but the goal of that is getting the wealth that the kuffar used to have in that time, and instead of the health they left in Mecca because of the migration to Medina. Another thing is the discussion of the Prophet ﷺ with his companions about what should be done, what should be avoided in that time. And this is one of the perfect specifications for the perfect leader in the battles, in the fields of maybe discussions, just for collecting the ideas and collecting the what other people say about that thing. Another lesson from that thing, that the leader has the right to have the spy in these battles, and there is no anything prohibited in this thing. Also, another thing which is the most important thing that we can learn from this battle is the supplication and dua of the Prophet ﷺ in these nights and in these days for overcome the kuffar, for defeating the kuffar. And this is one thing that we should learn in all our days of our lives, that anything we want, anything we ask, or anything we desire, we ask that thing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Is'alullaha walau milh al-asha," ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even the salt of food. So these are some of the lessons that we can learn from the Battle of Badr. And the last category, the last specification of that we can learn, that this is thing in Ramadan, is the forgiveness of the sins, that the Prophet ﷺ says, أوله رحمة وأوسطه مغفرة وآخره عتق من النار. That the beginning of this month is forgiveness, and the middle of this month is mercy, and the last 10 days is freeing from the hellfire. It doesn't mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not free in the other days of Ramadan. No, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala focuses on these last 10 days for freeing His slaves from the hellfire, and the beginning of the forgiveness, and the middle is about His mercy, about what He gives on His slaves in these days. This is all about what we can learn about the specifications of Ramadan, and they are not all the specifications, but they are some of them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to the right path. See you inshallah another time in this program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.